Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with another unedited video. My name is Jalissa, also known as Truly Heaven, and I want you to get ready with me while I talk about depersonalization and derealization. Um, what we go through with depersonalization and derealization, what it feels like, and how you can start to get over it, how you can connect back, right? So, depersonalization and realization and derealization, excuse me, it's like a out of body feeling. Most of the time when I got scared in my car, it was because I was experiencing derealization. I would look through the window of my car and it'll feel like I'm looking through another glass. Like not the glass that's in the car, but the glass that's in the car looks like someone else's glasses. So I started experiencing that. I thought the scariest thing with anxiety and vestibular migraine and things like that would be dizziness, you know? I thought it would be dizziness, and it turns out no, it's depersonalization and derealization. It's like a Alice in Wonderland feeling. That's what they call it in vestibular migraine. There's a book called Migraine Victory. You can find it on Amazon, and that's when I found that, and I was like, wow, because no one told me about depersonalization and derealization. I remember one day I looked in the mirror, and something about me looking in the mirror and like my eye connection made me feel so disconnected, and I'm like, that was the first spurt of it. I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, something's not right, something doesn't feel right. And that was the weirdest feeling ever, you know, when I started continuing going on and, driving and things like that and feeling that. That's what used to scare me when I used to get in my car. That's what started the fear. The fact that I felt so disconnected, There would be times that I'll look at my hands and they would feel like they're not my hands. You know what I mean? Like that's for someone to experience something like that, it's hard to understand when you try to explain it to other people, and you know to explain it to a doctor, things like that. They don't tell you, there's a such thing as depersonalization and derealization. Every time I brought this up to my doctor, he would be like, medication, medication for anxiety. You know, I don't mind people taking their medication if they feel they're at a level that they need medication, but if this is just starting out for me and ways and you can identify what's happening to me, why not let me know that so I could do my own research, or just give me some type of education. I believe that the first step to getting over any part of anxiety, any part of derealization, migraines, whatever you have, the best thing you could do is educate yourself on what you have. You know what I mean? Like when I started finding out about depersonalization and derealization, my fear level went like 20% down. You know what I mean? Like, explain things to us. We're humans, Like, let us know what's going on. Let us know that this does happen. Let us know that this exists to begin with, you know? And I say a lot, so get used to that. Well, my thing is how can I deal with this? In the beginning, I always start, how can I deal with this so my fear level can go down? Because once your fear level goes down, you start, accepting and getting to acceptance. It's what gives you the victory on the fear and gets you through to recovery. So I remember being in the car and that was happening, and then it started inducing my panic attacks. So that was pretty rough. That's what made me stop driving, Every time that happened, it happened more intensely, Like there's a comment on one of my videos where someone is saying, they're disconnected to their parent. I felt that with my child, Like I would go, I remember I wanted to hug my daughter so bad. I wanted to hug her so bad. And then there was one day where I finally got the hug I wanted and I felt nothing. And I'm like, whoa, what was that? You know, like, and then I would walk around my house and it'll just feel like in a fish bubble, you know, like a fish tank where you feel like everything is like a magnifying glass, but you just feel so weirded out. The best way I can explain it is like being in the twilight zone. Like you feel like everything is going on in your world and no one is connecting with it, or you're not connecting with the world outside. You know, that's the derealization for me. Depersonalization, it's like disconnecting with your own body. So needing to ground, you know, and these are the hardest things to go through, that you wouldn't believe that anxiety could get that serious. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I knew anxiety on some, okay, I gotta pay the bills, this is due, I gotta go here, I gotta go there, you know, like normal anxiety. Everyone, let me make this clear too, everyone has anxiety. Everyone has some type of level of anxiety, and it's actually healthy. You know, your fight or flight is what lets you know when you need to fight or flee or freeze or whatever. Like, it's the control of your nervous system. So I know I was going through depersonalization, and that's what freaked me out the most, because I was disconnected from my own body, and that's scary for anyone. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to go through something like that. That's like the most intense feeling, to be disconnected. It's like you're in the body, you moving, you have control, but it feels like you don't, you know? So what did I do to get through that? I found out about grounding. You know, I started going to parks. I started going to, you know, anything in nature, walking around, just for the hell of it. I would just walk around, you know, breathe, like take nature walks at least 20 to 30 minutes a day. I started playing basketball again, you know. A lot of the things that you can do is connecting back to the child that's in you. Innocence and naive ability, it's like the best thing ever. I remember in the beginning, because I was like stuck in my room. I was stuck. I was agoraphobic, you know, and I would not go outside. So what I would do, like a child, I ordered like 100 coloring books, started coloring, you know, and I'm like, what did I like to do when I was a kid? What did I want to do to feel better when I was a child? Yeah, I liked coloring. So I went and I bought coloring books. I started coloring. Um, Started taking nature walks in the park. There's this person called Nicole Sachs. Nicole Sachs was someone that they told her basically that she was not gonna have a normal life, and she was always in pain, and she decided to get in touch with another doctor that was really like an expert in her field, and they did like a journaling experiment, and it's insane because she did it, and she's a mom. You know, she was young when that happened. You could go check her out. She explains everything. But journaling took away like so much stress from me. Every time somebody told me that what I was going through was stress related, I didn't know how to accept that, because it's like in my head, I have everyday stress, bro. Like I have everyday stress. Bills, kids, stuff you do every day. That, to me, if that's normal stress, it shouldn't be a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody experiences some type of stress, right? But I did not know that I was at my capacity and that my stress was overloaded. There's a whole bunch of, I'm the type of person, excuse me, that if I go through something, be it traumatic, be it hurtful, I suck it up and I'll be like, okay, I'm an A personality. I want everything done correctly. So I don't have time to dwell in anything. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I do what I can in the moment. I do the best I can in every moment. And If things don't go right, okay, next. You know what I mean? Like, I never sit there to accept what I'm feeling. This was before. I would never sit there and accept what I'm feeling and deal with what I have to deal with. I went through a lot of things that I didn't even realize, and half of the things that I went through, I forgot. So with the journaling, it tells you to do like list, right? So your childhood list, your adult list, your parenting list, your everyday list. It's list of everything that you've gone through that you can remember, and then every day you dedicate 20 minutes to the subject that you pick from every list. So in the beginning, I did this probably like a year in when I started doing the research or whatever. Like a year in, I started doing everything. And a month later, I noticed like a feeling of being lighter. Like, I'm like, okay, like acknowledging things helped. Journaling doesn't work for a lot of people, but I believe that it helps to relieve your stress load, because if you don't acknowledge something, it's not going to clear out. You got to start the feeling before you start the healing, you know? The feeling is what gets you to the healing. You understand what I'm saying? So you take 20 minutes out of your day. It's better than going through what we're going through. 20 minutes out of your day to just write whatever you could write about whatever comes out. And you'll be surprised. You'll start to find out things about yourself and stuff that you might be hurt about, angry about. Like, you're gonna find out things that you did not know about yourself. Because I found out so much. I found out about my frustrations. I found out about things I'm hurt about. I remembered stuff that was done to me, you know, like, and I actually got to spend time with the feeling. You have to spend time with your feelings, you know? You have to give yourself time. So you have to have fun, you know? You have to bring the kid in you. Yes, what we're going through feels so serious. Like, it feels so detrimental. But if you start connecting with things that made you happy, anything you could find, I mean, like anything. If you like dancing, I love music, turn the radio on. Give yourself 30 minutes a day to just turn the radio on and just be silly. Dance, you know, like like start acting silly and just let some of that stress out. It lets stress out, you know? Like, be a kid. If you're a guy, whatever makes you happy, do that. Hobbies, you know? Dance too, because men should be dancing. I love me a man that can dance. You understand what I'm saying? Like, have fun with yourself and don't care who's around. Find a space for you and just let out in that space. Like, have fun, you know? Like the past few days I've been going through depersonalization, you know? Like, today I felt it, and I'm like, okay, you know what I did? I went on YouTube, found a dance video. There's this girl called her channel is Queens Aleros, and I hope I'm saying that right. I hope I'm not butchering it, but she's a dancer. You know, I turned the TV on and I just started dancing with her, like, you know, having fun, because I'm like, what's going on? Something disconnected me. I need to connect back. You know, if you can feel like, all right, I'm feeling this separation, show it no fear. Just keep going about whatever you were going about. Long term, it's gonna stop happening. I was experiencing depersonalization and derealization for 4 months straight. This is when I didn't know nothing about it. This is when I had no idea what was going on at all. Like, what is this? You know, why am I getting worse? When actually I started losing fear of the dizziness, and my brain was like, all right, you don't want to pay attention? Let me mix it up. And that's what happened, which is your road to recovery. Your recovery is like this. You know, you think it's going to be a straight line, like, oh, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Okay, it's over. No, it's up, down, up, down. You get good. You see a little bit of good moments. Then all of a sudden it's back for a few days. You see a little bit of good moments. It's probably back for 3 weeks. You know, you see a couple of days getting better. Oh my God, what's this? This is awesome. You're messed up again for like 2 or 3 weeks. You're good for like a month. You're good not the next month. That's how recovery is. It's up, down all the time. All the time. It's what it is. If you can accept that, you'll get to recovery. You know what I mean? Like I told you guys, I'm not 100% recovered. You know, I have good days, I have bad days, I have good moments. Like right now, talking to you guys, I could be fine, and in a moment, it'll change. Like my first video, I was going through some symptoms. Did I stop talking to y'all? No, I kept going. You know why? Because that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you can show your symptoms that it doesn't matter, your brain will be like, wow, I'm making a mistake. Let me fix this. Let me fix it. Because that's what it is. Your brain is making an incorrect prediction. You know? If you just try to, like, have fun, just have fun. Forget everything. Stop being so serious. Start having fun, joy. Give yourself time. Put yourself first. Because a lot of us that get this situation is because we put everybody else before us. It's because we have control issues. It's because, you know, we're A personalities. Everything needs to be done right. Either we're parents, even young people, you know, we got to get good grades. You know, I have to get perfect grades. I have to be the best in school. Like, that's the type of personality that will fill your stress bucket, you know? Had we known about this, I'm pretty sure that this would have never happened. Because it's not that we're weak, you know? It's not that we're not weak at all. We're actually mostly the strongest people. But things do come at a capacity. Things get to their capacity. You know what amazes me? Everybody that I know and that I've seen that has recovered a million times better than they ever were. And they were dope to begin with. Like, they were great to begin with. Now they're just, like, amazing. Like Sean Kassam. You know what I mean? Mindful Gardener. Look at it. There's certain people that I watch for certain reasons. Like, if I want to get educated, you know, and, you know, like, calm down and understand bit by bit depersonalization and derealization, Sean Kassam will be the one to go to. If you're at a point that you're ready to recover, and I mean like completely ready, like, you know, sometimes the questions that we get are kind of insulting, but they're honest, you know. It's like, how long are you going to go through this? How long are you going to keep accepting this? Because every time you feel it, what you do, it's this. Like, you're scared, and, you know, when you do this and your reaction is to be scared, the brain is like, I'm right. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. Right? If you start like, you know what, I'm tired of this, is we let's get educated. Let's figure this out. Let's do what we got to do. And no matter how many times I get a dip, I'm going to get through it. And not getting through it by being scared, getting through it by like, do you let it happen? You know, one of the books that I've read, this book, Hope and Help for Your Nerves, End Anxiety Now by Dr. Claire Weeks. This book. Everything you need to know about everything you're going through is explained in this book. And I've read so many books. Unlearn Your Pain, which was good, you know. So many books. I give this one number one. It's straight to the point. It explains it. There's no fear mongering. It's honest. You know, this book is great, right? So there's another book called Dare. I'm gonna try to get that in the next video for you guys. But if you're ready to recover, and you're like all in, raw and ready, there's this guy called Mindful Gardener. Mindful Gardener on YouTube. He's honest, he's relatable, he's funny. Oh my god, you would laugh. It's like us, you know, it's like a real conversation. It's not someone explaining steps and disconnected and like, do this, and you know, that's it. No, you have a real person like, I'm going through this. He went through this, fully recovered. And he had so many things. You got to see his list of everything that he went through. When I want raw, honest, real feedback, I go to Gardner. They call him Helmet. Mindful Gardener. Go watch his channel too. If you want something explained and detailed, like calmly, I've mentioned her before. Dr. Yoni Arthur, she's cool too. And then there's this one that he does videos every single day. Every day he does a video, and that his channel is Pain Free You. I forgot his name. What's his name? But you could go to Pain For You and you'll find him. He's so soothing. He sits in nature and he talks to you and he calms you. So if you're having a little moment in the day where you feel a little dysregulated, you could go to him and his voice is so like, you know, go there. Go. I don't want you to just be with me. I want you, and I don't want you to be on a whole bunch of different channels. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there are good people for certain things, and I would like for you, if you have no education on this and you don't know what to do, or you've been going through this for years, these are some of the people that are going to break you out of it. I'm here to show you a real person going through it. You understand? When I sit here and I be like, you guys, I'm 100% recovered. Yeah, y'all with me? Y'all with me the whole time? I'm not 100% recovered. And I have no shame in that because I'm trying. I'm trying my butt off. But depersonalization and derealization are like one of the hardest things to go through with this situation, because it's like some matrix shit. It's like you who goes through stuff like that, who like, and when you try to explain it and someone doesn't understand, that makes you feel even more disconnected when you don't know how to explain stuff. That's what I was having trouble with. I would try to explain it to my kids, to my dad, to my friends, and it'll be like, okay. My kids, because they're smart, they would, take in. But you guys know, if you're not going through it, you just don't know. I know for a fact that if anybody would be in our bodies that has not acknowledged us, because I've had emails where people are like, my family says I'm exaggerating. When I read that, I'm like, that hurt me so much. Because it's like, if any of our people were in our bodies for a minimum of 20 seconds, which I would not wish on anyone, they would go to a hospital. If they're older, they'll probably get a heart attack and die. Like, this is something very shocking. Like, people don't understand what we go through. And that's why I want this community, so we can understand each other. Because obviously we understand each other, It's there's nothing better than having, like, I every one of you that are going through this, I hate that you're going through this. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I always say I would not wish this on anyone I do not dislike. I wouldn't wish this on anyone, So you guys being here, it hurts, because I don't want to. I'm the type of person that I don't like to see nobody hurt. I don't like to see nobody going through nothing negative. Like that it really sucks. It sucks. I don't want to see nobody going through this. But the fact that we're here and we can talk and we can share and we can see that this is not the end of the world, this is not the end of us. We're going to come out of this better. The last maybe 3 back panic attacks, I had a moment where I got scared again, and I'm like, wow, because it came so heavy and so rushed in. And I'm like, intrusive thoughts. We get intrusive thoughts. I'm like, what if this is it? What if I'm ignoring it and something happens? Did something happen? No. As soon as the adrenaline died, the panic attack died, and I was fine. I've been going through this for 19 months. You could go through this for 19 months, 20 years. Think about it. We're still here. There's something about us that's strong as hell that we're still here. You understand what I'm saying? So I've survived 19 months of panic attacks. Now I get a panic attack and I'll just do what you want to do. Right? Go ahead. Do your worst. The only time, I'm not going to lie, that it gets me is when, like, a week ago, I had the flu. And I'm like getting a panic attack, and I'm like, because I did like a nasal rinse. I'm like, what if I did it wrong? What if I hurt myself? Because it felt like when I was breathing, I was feeling it toward my brain. And, I get vestibular migraine. So anything that I feel up there, if it's different, I'll be like, So it did catch me a little bit. But after a while, I was like, you know what? Whatever. Do you. Do your best. All you're doing is making me stronger than I was before. Every panic attack, I feel like it makes you stronger. Because it's like once it dies out, you see you're still here. You're still here. And that's what you gotta really repeat to yourself. You have to get thoughts. Like, you have negative thoughts, you have intrusive thoughts. But one thing that you can do is try to make your dominant thought that positive thought. Like, all right, you think about negative things, negative thoughts, blah, blah, blah. Every time you think a negative thought, top it with a positive one. Don't, like, all right, you heard it. You heard what you heard. That's fine. Top it with a positive one. Automatically. Just the opposite of what you were thinking. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna fall. Nope, I feel like I'm gonna jump higher than anything in the world. I'm the highest jumper ever. Silly example, but it's an example. You know what I mean? Or if I go to the park, something's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna get bit by something and catch something. No, I'm gonna go to the park and it's gonna be the most beautiful walk ever. The sun is gonna beam on my face and I'm gonna feel so much positive absorption. You know what I mean? Like, just positive. Positive all the time. And I don't mean like when they tell you say positive affirmations, I'm safe, I'm this. No. Like, really feel what you're saying. Try to connect with yourself. That's where I think fake it till you make it works. Because while I was trying to connect back, I wasn't repeating little affirmations. I was like, nah, God is with me. I'm alright. I'm good. I'm safe. My head is like, no, something's gonna happen. I'm like, yeah, but you're wrong. You're wrong. It's like talking to yourself. Who cares? If that's what's gonna make you better, then that's what you do. We're going through this alone, clearly. So we gotta do for ourselves what we gotta do for ourselves. The way it's like, think about it like this: if someone else were going through this and they were telling you about it, how would you treat them? You would be so understanding because that's who we are. You would be so compassionate because that's who we are. You know what I mean? That's what get people here, being people pleasers, right? How about you take all that attention that you give everyone else and give it to yourself? Give that love to yourself. Give that attention to yourself and see what happens. Not only for your recovery, but for your life. My life has been so much better since I started giving the love I gave others to myself. Because one thing that I noticed I did was I would love everyone else profoundly. I'll go over every mountain for everyone. Bare minimum for myself. And never even looked at it like I wasn't taking care of myself. I looked at it like, nah, this is what I gotta do. I'm a mom. I'm a daughter. I'm a friend. That's what we do, right? I'll be honest, I completely forgot about me. Completely forgot about me. Now I work out. I do what I gotta do for me. I'm down 70 pounds from when all this blew up. You have to take time for you. You have to do things for you. It's not selfish. Once you recover and your cup is nice and full and you're able, then you could start to do things for other people. But it's about time people start supporting and helping you. If you can't find that, go even harder on yourself. Be better. Do better for you. Like, take time. One is take time for yourself. Find something silly to do. Dance. Move around. Go outside for a walk. Whatever. If you're stuck in the house, silly things like I did. Color. If you have someone in the house that could play little games with you just to pass the time and give you some joy, do that. Number 2, if you can get some workouts in, having muscle mass helps this so much. And number 1, please make sure you dance. I don't want to stress that enough. There's something about connection to self when you're dancing, so make sure you dance. Number 3, journal. Let every night or every morning, whenever you can, find 20 minutes to just let whatever comes out. You can do it from the list, or you could just do everyday journaling and just, let your emotions out. Vent to yourself. There's nothing better than that. When you read that book back a year from now, you're going to be like, wow. I read my books and I'll be like, I was messed up. It's not that bad anymore. It's just symptoms. Just symptoms. You know? You're going to get through this. You're going to get through this. You're going to get better. It's just a day by day thing. Raising your vibration. Raising your positivity. Connecting back with self. Do what you can to connect back to you. Whatever you love doing, I want you to do that. And if you can, I want you to take a walk today. I want you to, do what you do to feel better. And I hope you have a great day.